Hello, good evening, and welcome to your family lawyer with yours sincerely, all right, Eigbe, right? Favorite family lawyer and also counseling psychologist. I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. What I do is from time to time share information, share things that will help you understand the Nigeria family law system better. So what I do here is primarily for educational and recreational purposes, right? So do not take this as legal advice. If you need legal advice, I recommend, I suggest, I advise that a lawyer close to you to do that, or you use the details on this particular episode to reach out to me. Your family lawyer happens here every Tuesday, so you may want to set notification, you may want to set an alarm so that you do not miss it. So this question is straightforward and direct. Can every Nigeria lawyer do a divorce and family law case? So can we say every Nigeria lawyer is a divorce lawyer or is a family lawyer? Can we see that? Can we give them, if we have a divorce case or a family law case, can we give it to any Nigerian lawyer? The answer generally is yes. And I want you to understand why I will say yes. And there's also a part of it that is no. But let me start with the part where it is yes. So you should understand that with the way we are trained in Nigeria, we are all trained 5 years in the university and 1 year in law school. We are all trained to become barristers and solicitors, right? So barristers means that we can represent people in court, and solicitors means we can represent people outside court. We can advise them, we could write for them, we could do other legal matters for them. So the Nigerian lawyer, the every Nigerian lawyer is able to go to court and argue cases and do cases, whether it is family law case or any case whatsoever. Now, those 5 years we spent in the university and the one school, right? So the 5 years we spent in the university and the 1 year we spent in law school trained our minds, trained our system to be able to to easily understand every other area and every other aspect of law, right? So that is why, unlike other professions, you cannot study a degree in one course and just say you want to come and do masters in law, right? It cannot work like that, right? Or you did one, but it may work for other courses. Like for example, my first degree is in law, but I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, for example. But you cannot just say, oh, I have a degree in counseling psychology and I want to go and do a master's in law. It cannot work because in those 5 years plus law school, there's a training, there's a development our mind went through that you cannot get like that if you just go and study anything else, right? Now, that training and mindset puts us in a position, in a place where we can do any type of case. We can do every type of case, whether it is constitutional, whether it is criminal, whether it is family law, whether it is property law, no matter the type of law that it may be. However, so it is yes, every lawyer, especially if the lawyer is in litigation, right? Because not every lawyer likes going to court and not every lawyer likes seeing litigation matter. But if it's litigation, any lawyer that's in litigation, every lawyer in litigation should be able to do family law cases, should be able to do family law cases because they will still have the books, they have the practice books and the rest, and they'll be able to do this. However, there's something I want you to understand, that family law does not just involve the Marriage Act, Matrimonial Causes Act, the Child's Rights Act, and all the different laws and different procedures that affect family law. It actually goes beyond that. Family law requires experience, it requires emotional intelligence, counseling skills, like for example, I'm also a counseling psychologist, requires knowledge of religions and knowledge of Nigeria customs, right? So you need this knowledge. And because it could actually be very emotional, because now everybody wants to go to court and just argue the law. But when it comes to family law, you are considering the welfare of the child, you are considering the emotional impact, the social impact, the effect on the individuals, on the child, on the family, on the community. You consider all of this put together, and there are lawyers who don't want to go through all that emotional stress. And some tell you that they don't have power and the energy to listen to all those dirty gist and all the dirty thoughts people get to talk about. They don't just have all of that. Now, for a person who will be good in family law, right, it means that the person is willing to go through all this emotional drama, emotional stress, and the rest. Like for those of us who specialize in family law, who decide to say, okay, family law will be one of our specializations, and we do these specializations by training, by further trainings beyond law school, further academic trainings, further social trainings, further practice, expertise, getting expertise in practice by doing more of these cases. We do everything possible to ensure we detox every day. Like every day, I detox so that the cases that I get to handle do not affect my relationship with my wife and my children. Right? Yes, because we'll see people who get to, they absorb some of this toxicity that happens in court and in the rooms, the mediation centers and all the different centers. By the time they are done absorbing this negative energy, they bring it out in their own marriage and it ruins their marriage and family. So a lawyer who does not have experience in litigation generally will not be good for your family law case. And a lawyer who does not have also experience in family law matters, right, may not also be good for you. It goes beyond getting judgment. I usually say it goes beyond getting judgment. We are talking about family life. Family life goes beyond what is happening right now. It goes beyond just the divorce. Oh, I want to leave this marriage. This I want to leave this marriage that you are doing today will affect your children. Will affect your children's children. It will affect the extended family, right? It will affect many people. So when you're hiring a lawyer to do your family law case, you want to be sure that this person understands litigation, this person understands the dynamics of family life, this person understands the dynamics of your religion, the dynamics of your culture, this person understands that you are a human being. It's not just about winning a case. So it's not about winning a case and somebody giving you money. It's not just about getting justice. It's about the fact that we are dealing with family. Because the truth about it is that if you divorce with someone, you are not a divorcee for life. Right? You are a divorcee for life. It's not like if you win a criminal case. If you win a criminal case, you are not an ex-convict. You are only an ex-convict if you lose a criminal case. But you see, if it's for divorce, for example, you win or you lose, you are a divorcee. And there are psychological, sociological, religious effects that will have with you. There are impacts you will get, right, from your society, from your family. Now, when children are involved, whether you win custody or you lose custody, it will affect that child's life for life. It will affect the impact of parenting that child will get, and it will in turn affect that child's marriage and that child's children, the parents. So you see, it just goes beyond the fact that we are saying, oh, we just want to do this, we just want to do that, we are going to win the case. No, you must realize that, see, there are things that are involved. Right. Now, there are some lawyers who will tell you that, oh, I don't like going to magistrate courts, I don't like going to customary courts, I only do high court cases and above. Such a lawyer may not be so good for your family law case, because many family law cases, especially when it comes to, for example, things like custody, even some things that have to do with family property, wife's property, things that have to do with domestic abuse and all those issues happen a lot in the family magistrate courts, in the magistrate courts. And not everyone is having statutory marriages. Some people are having customary marriages. Some people have Islamic marriages, right? So somebody who says, oh, I don't go to customary courts, I don't go to Islamic courts, I don't go to magistrate courts, will not be able to handle your family law cases very well. So what you want to do in choosing a family lawyer, in choosing a lawyer, yes, every Nigerian lawyer can do divorce, can do wills, can do letters of administration, can do custody, can do family property matters, can do everything that is involved in family law, adoption, and the rest. Yes, they can, because they were trained to, but not everyone has honed their skills in it, have sharpened their skills in it. Not everyone has gotten experience in it. Not everyone is willing to do the dirty work of it just and specializing in it. So for me, my recommendation would be, if you have a family law matter that you want to do, the lawyer may not brand himself or call himself a family lawyer, right? But then you should focus on a lawyer who has significant experience in family law, on a lawyer who has significant experience and understanding of the dynamics of family law, the dynamics of your culture, the dynamics of your religion, the dynamics of your gender, right? That's also very important, and the dynamics of what you want, of family life generally, beyond this particular case, right? So this will help you and guide you in choosing a lawyer. So your lawyer should be good, have mediation skills, mediation resolution skills, should have counseling skills, have, of course, the conflict resolution skills, the negotiation skills, because there are many parts of family law that is just negotiation, like we are negotiating. There's a family law case I'm having right now. For more than 1 year, we have been negotiating, like trying to negotiate terms, trying to negotiate interest and the rest. So you want a lawyer who can do that. And if you find a lawyer that can do that, please hire that lawyer, retain that lawyer. If you have hired a lawyer that you feel this lawyer is not handling it well, this lawyer is not doing it properly, you have the right to change lawyers. So you can change your lawyer. All right, you can change your lawyer. Now, put that in mind, and you can also reach out to us using the details on this particular episode if you are unable to find any lawyer close to you, or you want me to handle your matter. Yes, I'm 14-year post-call as of the time of doing this particular video. So in these 40 years, I've gained some level of experience, expertise, and mastery of family law, and also some other areas of law, right? Because over the years, I had to focus on different things and gain mastery and gain expertise in them. And now, as a divorce and family lawyer, if you still ask me some things about criminal law, I can answer you very well, because of course, I was even once a state prosecutor. If you ask me things about property law, or you ask me to say about other aspects of law, corporate law, company law, business law, startups, I still have lots and loads of experience in those particular areas. So in choosing, but if you need, for example, an aviation lawyer, I don't have an experience in aviation law, right? So I'll have to transfer the matter to my colleagues in the office who have experience in that. I have experience in labor law, for example, so employer-employee matters and the rest. I do have experience. I have cases that I'm the one who is fully involved in it. But at the same time, if you bring those matters to me and I discover that this matter needs special skill, then automatically it means that another colleague in the office who has expertise and specialization in that will have to join me on your particular matter, right? So that's actually how it is. Thank you so much for joining me today, this evening. On Tuesday next week, I'll be back here to discuss another matter on family law to help you get better understanding. Remember what I share here is just for educational and orientational purposes. It does not amount to legal advice, right? So thank you so much. It is Eigbe, from the ancient and modern city of Ibadan. You rock.